What's up, guys and gals, and welcome back to Dwarfcorp. So the game patched, like, the day after we did the second episode, and unfortunately, my save game is no longer compatible with all the other stuff. So we're just gonna start a new game because you guys seem really enthusiastic about it. You guys seem super stoked about Dwarfcorp, so I'm gonna give it a go. We're gonna see what happens here. Alright, so this time around, we're going again. We got a couple of little dudes in here. I'm gonna pause the game up real fast, and we're gonna take a look. We got Golra Manfighter. You're damn right, we fight Menses. Menses are not welcome in the Dwarvish lands. We've got Tevkaf Honor Slasher, Blood Smiter. We've got Ragab's Blood Smiter, Tilvi Godhelm. God, their names are so dope, though. Hacka Pick Priest. Not the best name I've ever heard, but it'll work for right now, dude. This place is it's a little messed up. We're going to have to figure something out over here. This is not a great place for building a base. This is not incredibly fantastic. I don't know exactly what I want to do with it, but I want to do something with it. But, like, the real question is just coming up with, like, what the good thing to do is. I assume that we shear the top off this mountain until everything is kind of level over here. But even so, that's not going to give us a lot of ground to play around with. Realistically, I'd like to be, like, somewhere, like, over here. Or maybe, I don't know, we could dig into the mountain, I guess. But we don't really have a whole lot of choices right there. We don't really have a whole lot of choices. In slice mode here, let's take this down a little bit. I mean, I guess we could make it work. That still doesn't leave us with a lot of equitable farming land, though. That's the part that sort of bothers me. Let me grab you guys over here, and I'm going to need you to start pickaxing your way around here. So let's make this a double wide for right now. We'll make this like a double wide dwarvish hideout here. Then, once we've got that into right there, what I'll probably do is we'll cut sideways over here. We'll make like our first little room right there. Sounds good. That'll work. And then we'll probably have it connect over here. I'll probably have that go right there. And then we'll have that go... Yeah, that seems alright. That'll work. Let me know if you want to see more of this game. This is one of those things where actually this series got way more popular than I expected it to. And so I figured after like a week or so, I was like, I'm not going to do some more episodes of this. People seem to like it. I seem to like it, so what is there to worry about? There's all of our jobs to be done right there. They should get to work pickaxing away and doing their thing. So let them dig for a little bit. Deep, deep, say down, down, say deep down in a mine. Yeah. So there it is. They're going to go deep down into the mine, and we'll see if we can get something done over here. Let me speed the game up a tiny bit, because obviously we have stuff we want to work on. But for right now, it's not going to be like a massive option. We also need to come up with a wood supply, which is a little bit horrifying and worrying. I don't know how I feel about this. There's not a lot of trees around. Not a lot of trees around at all. We'll come up with something, though. It'll be okay. We'll maybe chop that tree right there. We'll chop down all this stuff. I mean, I'm going to have to send them, like, far and wide to get this all done. So that'll work right there. I think that's a workable solution. They don't have access to a lot of these areas on this side, so we're going to leave that alone for right now. But let's just shear away the mountain on this side and hope that it works out. We got some coal up top, so eventually we could put in some kind of, like, ladder system, or maybe we can dig into a wall if we could find a good one over here. That'll allow us to get to the top, and we'll start whittling away at some of this coal on this side. And aside from that, just be aware that there's a chance that the game will wipe my save at any given moment. Like, basically what I've learned from playing this game is that their patches don't tend to be compatible. And so, like, whenever the game decides to patch, you sometimes just lose all your progress, and that's the way she goes, Rick. Sometimes she goes, sometimes she doesn't. That's just the way she goes. We'll pick up all this wooden supplies over here, and that will give us a pretty good foundation for starting this whole thing out. I think we've got a pretty mountainous terrain over here, though, which has got me a little bit worried. I don't know how I want to deal with all this. I really sincerely don't. I suppose I could just shave the top off of this right here. Like, let's say that I wipe all this out right here. My hope would be that we don't hit stone. Like, and I'm hoping they don't go down a couple of layers right there. So let's cancel that out. That looks okay right there. I just want them to shave the top off this mountain so that I have, like, some kind of space to work with here. If I can't get some kind of space to work with, we're going to struggle. We need flat land. And so the easiest way to do this seems to set them to their job over on this side. I don't think we're going to have beds or anything on the first day. I'd be really surprised if we ended up having any kind of sleeping space or any kind of crafting going on the first day. But by and large, it looks like they're making okay progress down in here. And their crafts dwarf is doing his thing. Let me maybe think about sending the crafts dwarf in. And crafts dwarf, no, that is not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. No, you stop that right now. You cease your shenanigans. If you mess up that floor, I'm going to be very upset with you. You mess up that floor, Dwarfy, I'm going to be very mad. I am not going to be glad. I will be sad. It might get bad. Alright, so we'll drop that off the clicker right there. And what we need to do for right now is we need to craft some objects. So what I'd like to do is if we can find ourselves, we've got a craft table right there. No, I'm just thinking beds are what we should get on for right now. And so let me see if I can rotate that around. And actually, no, we won't put the beds right there. Instead, we'll put a bed right there, a bed right there. I'll probably line everything else up along the walls like so. Hopefully the spacing works. If it doesn't, I'm not going to weep and cry about it. That's, like I said, the way she goes, Rick. And so we'll leave that in for right now. I don't think we need a turret or anything of that kind. But the beds are all up and ready to rock. I don't want that right now, so maybe you go away. Just like stop being on my clicker. Why does it really want? It really wants me to make a turret. It wants me to make a turret something fierce. But you know what? I'm gonna resist that urge. Over on this side, it looks like we may have gotten some coal out, which would be great actually. If we could get if we could hit a coal seam up in here, dude, that's gonna be the day for a minute. In addition, I think other things that we could probably do is if I grab some of these dwarves right here. I'm going to grab that iron right there. I know it's probably a mistake and it's going to make a weird hole in the wall right there, but I'm all right with it. Let's go ahead and save the ground on that side. I just want to make sure that this is coming across just the way that I want it to over here, and it looks like indeed it is. We'll more than likely do the same thing we did in the previous playthrough where we try to get a wheat field up and running. If we can get a wheat field up and running, get that kind of stuff banging, I think that's going to be a good day for us. I love dwarfy stuff, don't you? Dwarves are just the best. Of all the fantasy races, I feel like they are the superior. They have nothing to apologize for. They have nothing to be upset about. They're just dwarf it on up, dwarf it on up, go. Go. Dwarf it on up. Gonna dwarf it on up right now. Alright, so we dwarfed it on up. Let me take my little cutties down here. There we go. Got a couple of beds built up right there. Yeah, buddy. 97 wood has not been dropped off at the stockpile just yet, but hopefully we'll get to that. I may leave this as like a crafting room. Haven't really decided. You know, this is my craft room. This is where I like to go to do my arts and crafts. Kind of get away from the family and do my thing. It can be a little bit hectic sometimes when you're a mother. It can be hectic sometimes. Dwarf moms have rough days too. We'll take this over to here. Perfect. Awesome. So that'll be the last room right there. We're going to leave them with a lot of mining and a lot of stuff to get done though. Because frankly, I find that an industrious dwarf is a happy dwarf. So let's go ahead and speed that on up to ×3, and hopefully they get the job nice and done. So off to bed our dwarves go. Their first day was industrious and taken care of. We are going to skip the daytime because I don't see a reason to be sitting around here not really doing much. We've paid our employees, and so we're down a couple of ducats, unfortunately. We are the Iron Cutter Colony. I'm okay with that. Iron Cutter Colony sounds pretty dope. So let's find out what's up with the map here. Oh, that just opens and closes that. Okay. I was hoping that it would give us like an overworld map or something like that, Dwarf Fortress style, but I guess that's probably not implemented right now. What does marks do? Visible markers, farm dig. Okay. I'm looking at new stuff right now that I've never really done before, and so I don't really play around with menus too much. You guys know that I'm a bit of a slow player when it comes to games. I don't tend to try new things or do new things if I can help it. I messed that up royally right there, so we need to maybe solve this a tiny bit. Let's go ahead and let's make that look a little bit better. We're going to knock out a wall right there and knock out a wall right there, though, if we want it to look good. Where is my crafts dwarf? Pray tell, bring him to me. Crafts dwarf, unfortunately, our slices, I got to go back down here. There we go. So for our crafts dwarf, the next thing we want to do is we're going to make some objects over here. We wanted to make ourselves a cook pot, if we can. We need 2 fuel to make a stove. I just need a kitchen table. We have iron, don't we? We do have iron. Fantastic. So maybe we'll, like, I don't know, put that in right there. That looks good to me. Are there any floorboards or anything that I could do around here? I want to do some floorboards. I want to make things, yeah, there's some floors right there. We can go with brown tiles. We can go with blue tiles. We can go with plank tiles, scaffold tiles, iron tiles. Every tile you could ever desire. It seems as though we have those available to us. It takes stone to make a brown tile. I'm kind of curious what a brown tile is going to look like. I don't know. Probably very brown would be my guess, but hell if I know anything about anything. Let's put in some brown tiles over here and just kind of see what those look like. We'll make this room look a little bit more sessier. There we go. Perfect. So Crafts Dwarf will probably start doing his thing at some point. We do need a food table, though, because he's going to be able to convert some of these berries and things that we picked up into real meals. And that's important because it keeps your dwarves' morale up. I don't know if they're going to do the building over here or if he's going to do the building. I'm curious to actually see who decides to do what on this side. Ah, he's going to do it. Okay. Oh, that's much nicer than what we had going on. That's actually like some pretty slick cobblestone floors. We hear whispers from the grave. I am Fangwal of Huaknoshia. What is your opinion of us? So far, our relationship has been indifferent, because we just met. Okay, what do you have few of? We have many magical items. Okay, what do you have few of? We have very few metal things. What do you hate? We hate cave plants, and what do you like? We like magical items. Okay, that makes sense. I will trade with you. I don't know what you would really want from me right now. Oh, goody. Our numbers are a little bit bugged out right there. They're in black right now for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why. Well, that is going to be something to struggle with. That's going to be super fun to deal with. So these guys have bone figurines and other stuff. They're necromancers, so go figure. That makes a lot of sense. They have $15,000. These dudes are rich as all hell. Good lord, these guys got the cash stacks in the back. Got the cash stacks in the back of the lack. So we can go up to, like, I can get rid of some dirt. Like, dirt's kind of unimportant. And so I'll take dirt down to, like, a 50 stack right there. And they will pay 100. And so what I would like you to give me is maybe, like, 75. Will you take that? Sure. Let's do that. Remember, while you sleep, we wait. Okay, you are undead and a little creepy. That makes sense, though. I suppose you can wait for me. It's kind of endearing. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. You want to, like, cook some meals? Yeah, take some raw foods. Make them out of an apple and a berry. And make, like... Oh, I don't know. Can I type in a number right there? I can't type in a number. Well, go ahead and make me some meals, then. Meals sound good. It looks like everybody's a little bit hungry for right now, and it doesn't look like they're going to be... Is he drinking a beer right now? He is. He's drinking a beer right now to make himself happy. And then he's eating a little apple right there. Hell yeah, get apples in you, dude. Do your thing. Carry the stuff on over to the crafting table, and we will allow it to do its thing. And then for everybody else, we need to come up with some tasks for all of our other dwarves. We have 38 berries. We don't have a lot of apples, so I will more than likely take these cats over here. And we'll keep the game on normal speed for right now. Let's go back. And I'd like to see you chop down some trees and some bushes. Basically, whatever you can get access to. I want to make sure that we've got pretty good harvestables in our supply. So there we go. That means we've basically whacked the entire mountain right now for everything we can get out of it. But that's not something I'm inclined to be that upset about, because I think it'll work out for us. Take me back down into slice mode. Deep in slice mode. Let's slice up this little mode. Yeah. Alright, so he's over here inside the wall making meals. It looks like we have a couple of meals available. So hopefully, I'm hoping he's not deciding that he's going to take that back every single time and drop off one meal. Maybe I'll change that around ever so slightly. A trade envoy from the motherland has arrived. That's probably a good thing for us. Go ahead and make a new meal. Don't make it out of apples. We don't have any apples. Make it out of berries and do 10 of it. Make us some, like, berry meals over there. That's right. Well met. I am Dut God's Pick of the motherland. Let's go ahead and trade. I don't know exactly what they want, but I assume in a lot of ways it's going to be things like stone and whatnot. So let's go ahead and line this up. I don't really care about having a ton of stone because we can always get more stone. So for 200 stone right there, did they bring anything with them that I'm infatuated with? They got some cave mushrooms and whatnot. I'll probably take a stack of those. They're making 176 bucks off of us right now. This would be a lot easier if I could see what I was doing. I'll probably just trade for all of your coal then, and then we can fill in the remainder with a little bit of cash. So throw in like 45 bucks right there. Oh, they don't like that deal. Throw in 35? No, not 4,000. 35. No, not 350. That's not it either. 35, will that work? No. Okay. 30. No. 20. 20 will work. They'll take 20. So there it is. We'll propose the trade. And so this was profitable. Well, I'm glad that it was profitable. I'm glad you enjoyed trading with us. I'm a natural trader at heart, man. I used to run the auction house in World of Warcraft. Y'all didn't even know. I was vicious back in the day. I ran a cartel on my server. I was at peak. This is back in Cataclysm / Wrath of the Lich King. Back in those days, I was making like 9,000, 10,000 gold a day just passively. I ran a trade cartel, though. We fixed prices and did all kinds of stuff. Some of us got in trouble for it, but it didn't stop us. I think when I finally left, I had like 80 or 90,000 gold. I don't know. The allure of gold got old after a month or so of doing it. I was like, all right, well, I have more money than you can physically spend on things in World of Warcraft. Like in Cataclysm, I'm sorry, not in Cataclysm. In Burning Crusade. Sorry, in Burning Crusade. I was like, there is physically nothing that you can buy for this amount of money in Burning Crusade. Wrath of the Lich King was basically the same way. I had spent, by the time I got to Wrath of the Lich King, I was down to like 35 or 40,000 gold left. And so I farmed a whole bunch in Wrath of the Lich King too and made almost like 100 grand. And then I just kind of stopped. I don't know. I bought all my friends mechano choppers and stuff like that. It was fun. It was a cool little time. You gotta use the money. You know, I give money to my friends. I give death to my enemies. You know what I mean? Like, that's how it goes. You gotta do what you gotta do. Is he done with the meals yet? He got us 5 meals right there. Nice job, buddy. Nice job. So what we really want to decide for right now is how we want to orchestrate the rest of our base and how we want to dive down deep into the earth. My suggestion would be we take some of these miners. Let's go back. And I'm going to make kind of a little runway back here, I think. We'll take this back to like right here. And then we'll start thinking about making stairwells and stuff that'll go down deep into the mountains so we can start fighting monsters, getting some more materials, and finding ourselves some better metals. I also think it'd be a pretty cool idea. I think my crafts dwarf is stuck. I'll also have them lengthen that by 1 just so he's not running into that issue anymore. I think it's rotated in a way that the character doesn't like is what I think is happening right there. So yeah, he's got to get inside the wall in order to make it work. What they need to do is with this table right here, they need to add an arrow that tells you what way it's focusing on. Because, or which way that the character can interact with it. Because as of right now, you kind of just place the thing and hope for the best. He's making meals though, so that's good. That should hold us out for another day or two. We got 6 mushrooms. I mean, we got all... Ooh, we hit an iron mine over here. Well, that is both pleasurable and pleasing. Ain't nothing a dwarf likes like a little bit of precious metals and semi-precious stones. There's one thing I know about dwarves. They love that stuff. Yeah, hollow this out a little bit further just to make sure. I want to find out. Once I get a little bit more coal, too, I'll start putting in torches and braziers and things like that in order to make it all work. My thought is that we start digging down. Oh, my God, there's even more iron over here. All right, make it happen. I'll keep digging as long as there's more iron. We need iron for days right now because once we get further in, we're going to want to be able to make crafts and shit out of, like, iron. And that's going to be what makes us happy. Go ahead and cancel whatever that is. Go down by a layer. There we go. All right, so that's been canceled. We're digging out iron on this side. My suggestion would be that we dig down right here. And so what I would do is I would just make a stairwell. That's pretty much the way that I would recommend doing it. They can walk down single steps, and it's not that big of a deal, so I'm not going to stress about it. In addition, we've got precious minerals over on this side, or at least things that are going to be precious to us, because we'll be able to craft them into objects and things of that nature, and use them to kind of fuel the financial engine of our colony. We only have $232 right now, so we're going to want to make a little bit more money before we go too much farther into. And so we'll make a little stairwell here until we hit the caves, which we will. We'll hit caves eventually. You always do. I don't think I've ever not hit a cave at some point. And so he's making meals over here. That's looking good. That should hold us over for a while. I really wish that he would craft multiple meals before he would take stuff back over, but I suppose that's just the way that it goes. So they're over here mining this out. What I want to do now is we'll take that down by another layer. We'll just keep that going. The floors over here are not really getting done. As far as crafting goes, yeah, skip the daytime, please. Skip the daytime. That sounds fantastic. We paid our employees, so we are about to go broke very shortly. So hopefully we get a trade caravan today. I'll try to unload some of the stone and other things. The trade convoy from the Wasted Peninsula is here. Sounds good. Sounds good to me. The Wasted Peninsula sounds like the kind of place that got a lot of liquor, and I can totally live with that. Let's get him started on crafting some things. So we want to make an object. If there's a workbench or something like that that we can make over here, I would very much prefer to do that first. We have the things that we need. So that's a chair. So I think what we need for right now is we need to make ourselves an anvil. We have enough iron to get that done easy peasy lemon squeezy. So I'll put the anvil in like, oh, I don't know. Wherever is fine by me. It doesn't look like you can actually rotate this. Oh shit, I messed up my layers. Hold on, back down to the bottom. There we go. And I'll probably just put it right there. That sounds alright to me. It might even be a good idea to make 2 of them for now, since we have so much iron laying around. We've got a bunch of extra iron, so that's what I'll do. I'll lay down a couple of those right there. Then we'll jump back, and essentially all we want to do is we want to start making trinkets with our little guy over here. And it does seem like he's a tiny bit happier now that he has access to the backside. Your reputation precedes you, fleshy dwarves. Alright, so let's make some money. We got to get paid here. If we don't make ourselves, we made braised berries, berries and apples. We got grain. They don't bring a lot of food over, but I'm kind of the opinion that I don't think the undead really need food. I just don't think that that's an object that they need. So we've got 50, 60, 70 dirt being made right there. Actually, we probably should save some for some bricks. We've got more stone than I even remotely know what to do with. So we'll go ahead and line that up for a nice little grip of profit right there. And so we've made about 500 bucks. That'll hold us for a couple more days. Let me put in 425. Oh, no, that is not what I wanted. Let's put in 420 over here. They don't like 420, so we'll try 400. They've made a little bit of profit, but not a lot. We'll try 390. 380. Man, these guys are a little stingy. 350. There we go. That'll work. We'll propose the trade, and that'll give us enough money to last a little while longer. So that's a little bit more cash for the stacks right there. These guys should come back out, and they'll start throwing the stuff over into the stockpile. The undead, actually, I'm kind of surprised that the undead were okay with what we were doing right there. I'm actually really surprised by it. He's probably going to go back over here, and he's run out of trade materials, I think. Is he still making berries or whatever, though? I don't know. They got a lot of stone on hand. They're trying to unload it into here, so I'm sure it'll be okay. They're unloading the iron and everything, too. And as soon as we get the cash, that should start to go in there, too. So there it is. Got enough money to last us another couple days. I don't think we're going to be able to roll out with upgrades or anything like that anytime soon. But by and large, we're in a good spot for right now. I don't know if he's going to continue working on the floors over here. Or if he's going to continue... Oh. Okay, he's going to continue making meals. He should be done making meals. I only queued up like... I was going to say I only queued up like 20 of them. Those meals should hold us for at least a couple of days. They only eat like once a day, so I wouldn't stress about it too much. He's putting in brick flooring right here, which I think looks absolutely fantastic. I'm completely and totally happy with it. I have no complaints. Wow, they're eating food like around the clock right now. Yikes. Go through that shit quickly. We got a trade convoy coming in, though, so it's another opportunity to make some money. We are interested in your crafts. I am Lenthat of Hoak Notia. Okay, we know you guys. It's chill. Welcome. Welcome to the jungle. I'll probably get rid of, like... There we go. We'll have, like, 100 stone left. That bug is kind of irritating me. I could say that it bugs me, but I don't really need that much more money. We only got 400 bucks right now. I don't really have anything to throw your way, though. I am going to be mining a little bit more. So, I'll throw some more stone your way. They're going to make, let's go 390, I guess. Make 100 bucks in profit. Yeah, let's make that work. Cool. Some more stone that they can use to make their world a little bit better, I guess. Make your world, make it a better place. I don't want to have you selected anymore. I want these dwarves selected. Now that I have these dwarves selected, let's maybe focus a tiny bit on doing something different over on this side. It might also be worth it to maybe dig all this out. I don't know. Maybe I'll make like an upraised walkway right there. That might look kind of cool. I'm stoked about that prospect. I feel reasonably excited about it, but without further ado, we are out of time for the day. My name is Splattercat. This is Dwarfcorp, where we are setting up the Iron Cutter Colony. You guys seem like you enjoyed the last couple videos, so I decided to do a few bit more and just keep this thing extended on out. Thank you for stopping on in. My name is Splattercat. I show off indie games every single day here on the internet, and I'm looking forward to hanging out with you a bit more. We're probably going to keep this one going. Maybe we'll turn it into a long series, assuming that our save doesn't get wiped again. I'll see y'all next time. Hi, do everybody.